Hello everyone, good morning. Yesterday I was reading Gita and had a bit of an experience and thought I'll talk about it today. Question being, how can we control the mind? So in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 6, Arjuna, I think, talks about how it is impossible or very hard to control the mind. It's harder to control the mind it's like controlling the blowing wind. So how can we go about doing that? Or it may not be even possible, but what steps, what strategies can we take to help us control the mind? So I thought I'll talk about it today. So there are two strategies basically. First is external regulation and internal intention based on some sort of convictions. External regulation and internal conviction. Let's talk about external regulation first. So let's say if we have someone who is an alcoholic and he lives in a place which is next to a bar or a pub. Now it is very hard for him to leave alcohol. It's pretty much impossible. It's never going to work because it's so easily accessible to him. It's similar to, in fact, I've tried this strategy with when we used to go and buy grocery in supermarket. I used to love Nutella, and I still love actually, but it's not very healthy, right? And I used to like it, just it's not very great because I just can't control when it's in front of me. So basically, I don't even go to that aisle which has Nutella, or even if I go there, I'll just not pick it up, because if it's at home, then I'm gone. I won't be able to stop myself. So there has to be some level of external regulation, some kind of obstacle between me or my mind's desire to be able to not do that activity, or the desire that I have in my mind to indulge in that kind of sensual activity. So let's say if I don't have Nutella at home, and we haven't had one for a little while, then it's a bit of work for me to go away and get that from Khandan or supermarket and then make something out of it. And that pause that I get, it's too much, don't worry about it. And then that pause we get is the point where our intelligence comes into play and say, okay, it's not great for you, so let's just avoid it, have something else. So if we have Nutella at home, then I would not be able to control it. So that's why I hardly I haven't had that for a very long time now. So so that pause is the key to regulating ourselves externally. Second thing is internal conviction. So knowing that what is good for us and what is bad for us, and that comes with reading and studying on a daily basis, remembering that the mind is not our friend. It forces us to indulge in desires which we should try to avoid. So that kind of conviction comes by reading about how mind works and how we need to control it, how to guide it towards Krishna consciousness, engage in things which are related to Krishna, and rather than spending our time watching some TV, we should spend our time reading books or watching some lectures or doing Krishna Katha or Kirtan. So our grounding of why we should not have something has to be very strong. It has to be very regular. Otherwise, we will lose sight of it, and we will not be able to control the mind from both ways, from externally and internally. So in terms of the hierarchy of different levels of internal existence, mind is in the middle. You've got intelligence above the mind, and then you've got the senses below it, and then the outer world. So we need to attack the mind and control the mind from both ways. So when we think about mind being in the middle and senses and the outer world being below it, we need to attack it by controlling ourselves externally. So external regulation by being away from the thing we desire or we want to avoid or we want to stop, and then from the top we want to control the mind by having that intelligence of internal conviction that we shouldn't be drinking alcohol, we shouldn't be eating meat. So that's a very good way to kind of put it in a framework and strategize how you potentially can try to control the mind and its desires. Hopefully that was helpful. Talk soon.